Hi, welcome to tutorial number 25 for CSCI 130 Introduction to Programming here at the University of Wisconsin Parkside. Today we are going to continue working with repetition statements now from chapter 10. In chapter 9 we were using while loop statements, and now we are going to work with other type of statements that basically means the same, but we're gonna discuss what is the difference. So let's see. On section 10.2, the textbook introduces the do while statements, and in this case it's the same idea of the do while that we just saw in the previous chapter. The difference is that the condition to see if we are going to stop is tested after the execution of the statement, so what they call the bodies perform. Let's see what they mean. Now, something else to remember the common programming error. We need to have something that will make the loop to eventually stop. We need to be able to have a condition that stops. So let's see here. So variable counter equals to 1, right? And then it says do. So it's not checking for the condition now. This is what is different from before. I just say do it. So that means I will do it at least once. Why? Because I'm checking at the end that while counter less or equal than 3. But let's suppose that the initial value of counter were 5. 5 is not less or equal than 3, but I don't know when I hear the do. So I will do it at least once, and then I said, is 5 less than 3? Well, in this case it's going to be now 6, because I'm going to increment 5 plus 1 is going to be 6. And then is 6 less than 3? Yes, then stop. Now if we change that and I put the condition first, like in the previous chapter, then I will do this 0 times, because this counter is 5 less than 3. We'll say yes. Then don't do it. Then won't be able to do it. Okay. No. 5 is not less than 3, but we won't able to do it. Will be false. So that's the main difference. So we're gonna test this in Visual Basic, and I think there is an observation in the book that says this will be executed at least once. That's what I just said. They also have and again we want to check for a condition to stop. They also have an equivalent of the do while, the do loop until statement, which is similar to the do until statement from the previous chapter, and again it's gonna be able to execute at least once, and this is an example. And for this tutorial I'm just gonna test the do while loop. Okay, so let's go with the example with the do while loop. I think just knowing at least one of those, the ones that we're going to be using is either a while loop, or on chapter 11 we're going to work with a for loop. Those are the ones that are very common, and from time to time maybe it's going to be useful to use a do while. I don't think we need that many repetition statements. Okay, so let's open a Visual Basic application in which we need a button and a list box. Okay, so I got the application here. So I got one button and a list box. Okay, so here we got the code over here. Gonna copy that from here, and I hope I don't have too many errors. You copy and paste, sometimes you add additional characters that you don't want to. Okay, so I did that again. I got all that many. That's something from copy and pasting. So here, do this counter. So it's not a good idea to be copy pasting. So there is another character over there. Then it says, what are you talking about list box? That's right, we got list box 1 dot items. Then I see another character over there, and another over here. I don't know that's worth it to copy and paste. Okay, I think here counter initialize to 1, then add the counter which is going to be displaying the 1, then we're doing a number of times until this is equal less or equal than 3. Okay, so let's press F5 and then we click on the button and then you see 1 2 3. So that means it's executing these 3 times. So now here we change it to 7, we press F5, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That's what we have. Okay, I guess this will be a very short tutorial. This is very similar to the ones that we did previously. Again, the difference is we're checking with the condition at the end of the loop. So the loop starts here and ends over here, but when we get into the loop, we're not checking for a condition, so this will give me the opportunity to execute these statements at least once. Why at least once? Well, because if the condition is not gonna be true, then I did it already, then here I stop. While in the other repetition statements that we did in the previous chapter, we were checking before we were executing the statements. That will prevent to execute them at all. Okay, so on the next tutorial, we are going to work with the sample posting for this section, and that's it for this one.